Olá, olá! Aqui estou eu com o Trymbi, suporte da Koi, que acabou de ganhar do Team Vitality de forma muito convincente. Agora vamos saber como é que foi essa série, como é que eles se prepararam para esse oponente. Trymbi, can you tell me a little bit how you guys prepared to the series? Because, you know, Vitality was first in the standings of the regular split, so I'm wondering if maybe you guys saw them as a stronger team or, I don't know.
The problem with the current format is that it's like only 3 weeks, so it's not. I don't really overestimate anyone right now, because by the time we would do that last year, like all of the things would happen. It would be like 4th, 5th week, and it's like so hard to like become such a good team, I feel like. So right now it's more about how far can we go, and just make sure that we can match into opponents that we get. I don't think we're like specifically gameplay wise, at least, like, you know, playing specifically into them, you know, trying to get any strategies. I feel like it's only mostly draft when you have to like figure it out more, which right now today I guess we ban like Karma, that, you know, players cannot really play with Boden, so they don't care, they cannot play like too many carries with it then. And I mean, we kind of were like fine, you know, playing whatever they would like play into us, because I think that we're doing pretty good right now. And it just happened to be this way. Sadly, second game was not the cleanest for them, and I'm a bit sad for them, because it's not nice for this. Like, if the game goes like this, it's very hard to do anything. That's why I respect them for the first game, when like things were pretty similar, at least from bot lane perspective, and they still managed to get like quite nice leads. And I mean, second game was same, but I think we started to troll a bit too much. That's why things.
I was gonna say, you guys have really popped off, you and Comp. How has this partnership between you two developed over the time that you guys have been playing together?
I mean, it kind of comes. I feel like with him, I mean, overall, like I would say, like past 2 years, it kind of comes naturally to like play with like AD carries. I feel like Comp is just really good, and it's a bit easier to like work with, like, for me with him than with like other AD carries for sure. And it's also like a feeling where we kind of at some point we start like realizing what we want to do, like each other, and then we try to like come to like conclusions. And overall right now we're like really have like it's not really the same thought of the meta, because you always have disagreements and everything, but I think when it comes to like what we want to play and how we want to play stuff, I feel like we're like very like quite on the same page with how we want to play, and that's kind of what helps us a lot. I feel like we are quite ready to fight, and when we fight, we want to make sure that, you know, the fight is ours. And I think that we're doing a good job just setting up like our team for success for that too.
Do you think that the changes in the meta maybe helped you guys be a little bit more successful in this new part of the championship?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, some of the champions that are being played right now have been something that we used to play quite a lot too. And also like all of the new champs, at least for support, when I feel like picking up stuff, I'm very happy to pick new stuff up. Actually, like it's always like really refreshing for your mind to try new stuff and see if you're actually good at it or not. And
so which one of the curse supports that we, like we're seeing in solo queue, have you tried and enjoyed the most to play?
I think the one that I enjoyed quite a lot was Twitch. I liked it a lot, but
love Twitch support. Twitch Casio is amazing. Actually.
But Twitch is for sure something that I enjoy, just because of how annoying this champion can become, for sure. But obviously, I felt like I was already playing it 1 year ago, and I always felt like she was like actually kind of also meant for support. That's why I always like to pick her up. And I mean, I don't like everything that is in the meta, honestly. Some of the champions are a bit too weird to pick up, I would say. But for sure, whenever I feel like something has potential and I feel like it has its place on support, even though I still think you can play anything, that I still look for champs that actually provide a little bit more than just what we see sometimes with like champs like Caitlyn, when, you know, you just dominate the lane and the only thing you do is maybe put a good trap, or you slow them maybe, and that's kind of it, unless you're really fat. So for sure, like it's something that helped me out, because there's not like a meta where you have to play like Nautilus, Leona both sides, which I still think it's something that if you're really good at it, you can perform on it, but it's not so easy to actually make such a big differences in such matchups, because they're just they're not really related support wise, at least.
I see. And looking at the state of the championship right now, you brought up that, 3 weeks is not enough to really dictate who's going to be on top or at the bottom. And I think that's a really fair, especially because it was best of ones, right? And now we're moving to the best of three, so the masks start to fall, not to be so dramatic. But I'm wondering, who do you think is going to actually be coming on top in this championship, the way that you have seen teams perform in the best of three so far?
I think right now the only team that I can say convincingly that it's looking like good, both best of ones and best of three is G2.
Oh, yeah.
I think they also have kind of a different view of the meta, and I think their jungler likes to play very different champions than other junglers play, and I think that's something that is very characteristic of them, as well as Caps just picks whatever he wants, and whatever something happens on the map, he will make sure that he's there. And yeah, that's kind of they like to play, and they also have very specific ways of playing, and that's something that helps them. And I feel like for best of three, it's also pretty good because sometimes in the game, for example in our game, the second game, I feel like in their games in best of ones, it was really similar where one fight bad happens, and then the game feels so hard for enemy team where it's just hard. And I feel like they were really clean with it because I think they practice it a lot. Mm-hmm. And today, for example, we had the lead, but then I feel like our champs, it's really easy to die, I felt like. So, when you're a little bit too much ahead, then you just like to troll a little bit. But yeah, that's for sure one team that I can for sure tell. And the other, I could say BDS, I think they're pretty good. Yeah. And other teams, it's I think they're good. I think a lot of teams are good, this split. It's just, I don't like to say that, someone was overestimated and they were just overhyped. It's really not like this. It's hard to not hype people, and it's only 3 weeks, so you have to make some narratives around teams. And when best of three happens and then team is not looking as good as they looked in best of one, then obviously people get too frustrated or they're panicking and as a viewer. But to me, honestly, you should,
all of us.
Yeah, you should. It's really not like this, and I think people should just chill and let people play because week by week things can change. For us, it changed week by week. Actually, that's kind of how it looked like. Yeah. I'm not sure how exact. I can't really tell how exactly it looked inside of our team, but if it looked like that from 1 week to another, then let's keep it this way. Actually,
I think it's hard to have insight on the what goes on the inside. We just see the outside, but it's good to see the defending champions getting back on their feet. And do you think that, with that said, you guys are going to mayhaps continue being the champions of the split?
Well. Do you actually become a champion when you win Winter Split, or how does it work? I'm not sure.
I don't know. Maybe I made a dumb question.
No, I think it's not dumb. I don't think there's enough
That's
information.
True. You are the winner. You get to lift a trophy, don't you?
I'm not sure. I actually don't know.
No, you do, Mad Lion.
Do you?
Did they not lift a trophy?
Because it's Winter Split.
But they showed
it's winter, not spring. So
you go to MSI, that's good enough, isn't it?
Yeah, that's already kind of lifting. Yeah, so I agree. But it would be very nice if that happens, but I'm not gonna go too far. It's still, it's gonna be soon if we go to finals, right? It's gonna be 2 weeks, maybe 3. Actually, maybe it's 2. I think it's 2.
I don't know. Time is just a concept since we joined. It will be so
crazy. Yes. It is really crazy. So I'm looking forward because I think we're looking better and better with weeks. So if we have good practice like we did past 1 week, then I'm looking forward for sure for that.
Perfect. Then thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you.
And galera, deixo vocês com a Desk.